So we're back, Isle of Wight Angling Club. This is Hollier's Lakes, which are very interesting, very intricate, and very frozen this morning. But once again, commendable actions from the club. This is how you get results, and they deserve every success, because not only are they coming down here, digger down there doing some much needed tree work. This will look amazing in a few years. But they've drained the water down as well, because the ice, and they're drainable lakes, makes all the difference to what we're going to catch. You can imagine if it wasn't drained, the fish would be under a lot of these marginal snags. Yeah, so if you're going to get us out here, we've got two lakes to do. There's this one. Again, we're using little 5 mesh nets trying to thin out tiny silvers. There's not too many carpenids, bream, tench, crucians. And then the one down there, beyond, the ice is even thicker down there. It is all sorts down there, so we'll get into that later. So we're all down these two. Makes a big difference when you are up against it time-wise, to do as much as you can, because if you're going to pay someone, anyone, to net your lake, and you want them to do as good a job as possible, you can't just, you know, we have people demanding, go, oh, we can't drain it, you've missed the big one. So, okay, well, that's, you know, it's going to happen, unfortunately. And like I say, we've, and there's lakes this year, 2 lakes this year that we've done prior, and last year we caught shed loads, and this year we've caught less. Same methodology, same techniques. Tons of gear, loads of gear, swamp lakes with tons of gear, islands, pain in the arse. And quite often it comes down to a bit of temperature, if the fish are more active or not. You know, it's not an exact science, which some people like to think it is and write it down in books, like this is how you do it. But from my experience, it is 100,000% site specific, and every lake's different. So the more you can do to make it a success, the better. There's loads of people doing it nowadays. But yeah, clubs like this deserve recognition, because they're future-proofing their fisheries. That's what they're doing. They're future-proofing their lakes by undertaking the work that really needs doing, not just the work that the anglers think, which is buying fish. So yeah, it's all good stuff. So hopefully we'll endear the ice and catch a few and show you. So interesting, we've done this end. There's a foot of water up here, and between 2 and 3 foot of thick silt. The water is quite clear up here, and it's been drained down and it's full of ice. And yet, as you can see, a lot of people would think they'll all be down that end. That one foot rubbish. It can't get much colder. But as you can see, there's a lot of bream, a lot of tench. So this little bit of water here, big perch, there's a lot of good fish there. So it's always interesting when you're fishing, not just to always think they're going to be down the deep end. So as you can see, the guys have done a great job getting the lake low for us, but show us how far the pole goes under again. If you look just under here, so there's a whole 6-foot pole under that bank, and there's fish under there. Just underneath that far, under that margin. That's how far. That's how far it is. And it's hard, so it's silty where they stood, rock hard under there. And it's all very well saying leave it, leave it, leave it, but these trees, they'll all end up in the pond, because eventually all that will just fall in. So it could be graded and replanted, and then it makes it much safer and better habitat. And instead of having roots, you're replacing it with useful vegetation, and that makes all the difference. Strange. And solid with ice. So there's quite a lot of debris around. This one, the ice is definitely thicker in here. But yeah, in total we've had 700 pound weight out of the other pond, including all the bits and pieces. This one's got more carp in. So we're going to block off the end up there with a little net, and then shoot 100 under the ice here, and then a 75 and a 50 up around the island up there. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 sweeps on here. We've got the rest of the day. It's about 11ish, half 11. Gets dark about 4:30, so we'll keep moving. This is not the sort of job in the winter where you can stop and have 12 cups of tea and bitch and moan about how cold it is. You just crack on, especially when there's ice, because everything takes longer.
But yeah, massively helps with these intricate lakes, getting the water down. You know, I've got to get it down first, not a complete drain down, but it gets it away from the edges. And if you're trying to catch silvers and have a good stock assessment, it massively helps. You can see in the lake that we just did, there's only a couple of areas a fish can hide. Like they'll be under these banks, but we can splash them because there's only a few inches of water there. But yeah, we'll just keep going. It's definitely thicker ice this side, but I think we'll land. And also you need space to land nets. You know, especially if you're doing multiple sweeps in a day. Plus you've got to, you know, they arrive clean and with no sticks and crap in, so that's how they leave every day's sight. So well worth, again, if you're investing in getting people out to net your lakes, to clear the margins as much as you can. Everything grows back. You can land nets on this stuff, no problem, but when there's bramble and trees and crap in the way, we don't want to spend all our time and your money clearing the margins. You know, you've got to be realistic with the job. But yeah, this is pretty thicker ice in here, but we'll see how we get on.
Oh, there's the up.
So as you can see, we've got 125, we've got 250 metres of netting. It's very shallow and very silty, but it's just navigating under the ice, getting the sticks out. Everything takes twice as long, but we'll get there in the end.
That's quite rare, isn't it?
Yeah, so netting under the ice. This ice was really thick this end. We've obviously pushed it all down there now. And this is quite a special bin of fish.
Fucking hell, Eric.
Stunning.
Seen him, that is £3 all day.
Oh,
long.
definitely, yeah. Stacks of carp in there, beautiful carp.
One day, and Rob Riggins had a nice one.
All under the ice. Lily roots, ice.
Yeah, the new ones. Yeah, they're packaged, aren't they?
Everyone will be turning up now with no ground bait.
As you can see, still ice everywhere. We caught about, I don't know, £500 of fish down there. Couple £100, yeah, couple £100. Then we've got this 100 metre to put in. This is the last one we're going to do today. Time's getting on now this afternoon. Another good tip, moving aerators. These lakes are silty. I always think the best ways you can delay and help slightly reverse the ageing process of lakes, if you like, eutrophication, is obviously tree work, bank repair. You can see under there how undercut that is. Under there, look, all this, look. That's only going one way. So clear all the bramble, grade the banks, plant. Keep going on about it because it's really important, in my opinion. You don't have to, you can just leave it looking like shit and just watch the banks collapse. But yeah, moving aerators. So everyone gets the minimum amount of wire on their aerators and cable, sticks it in one place, and they leave it there forever. Take them in the winter, give them a good clean. It lasts a lot longer. My personal favourite of these ones, splash aerators. But if you're going to clear trees and start aiding the silt levels, and you physically can't afford or feasibly get diggers in, empty the lake, move the fish, take all the silt out and start again, which is, let's be honest, everyone knows the best way of doing it. Then certainly on here, trees, massive help. Clearing trees, massive help. Reducing the leaf fall instantly, massively reducing the leaf fall. So straight away, that's a plus point. Plus, let's more light, let's more air, more oxygen, all the same stuff. There's a million videos of me talking about this, and I'm sure a lot of other people are going around giving this advice. Another thing you can do is chalking. In lakes like this, which are pretty much always coloured because there is lots of fish, then sensible applications of chalk. Don't just go straight in with a ton an acre, because that can bite you on the arse. As people have found out who just read and don't get in the water too much. Sorry, but that's what we see day to day. So yeah, applications of chalk, trees, plants, all these things will help reduce leaf fall, improve water quality. Then move in aerators. Most places have got aerators now, or they've got them on standby. If you've got them permanently in, move them every few months ideally. Oh, but we ain't got enough cable. Buy more cable. Because the difference it makes is phenomenal. So if you combine those things and you're moving your aerators around, because anyone will tell you if you get in the water, you'll find where the aerator's been, it's normally quite hard around it. And that's a good thing. So move it, and then it moves and aggravates the silt. So if you combine all those things, tree work, planting, obviously keeping the fish active as we keep going on about. This is not relevant in a 20-acre reservoir that's weedy and full of snags that's got 10 carp in. This isn't nothing to do with that. But club waters and match waters, if you combine those things, you'll see massive improvements. Not just in siltation, but in a number of things. And I wouldn't put any more fish in half the time. I wouldn't put any more in here. The only thing it's lacking in this particular pond is because the cormorants, not a lot of people get down this. There's min-nailed a small fish, but we've caught some big perch, big tench, big bream, big carp, everything big really, and a handful of silvers. And it nets really well. They have got the water down a bit. A lot of lily roots. But yeah, definitely a good tip. Move your aerators every now and then. You can have that one for free. Minimum amount of stuff we take with us is 500 metres a net. That's the minimum we'll have on any day with us, unless we're doing a tiny little pond. Obviously to save weight, we're near enough all the time we're taking the trailer. But here we've got 700 metres, all manner of bits and pieces. Because a lot of these lakes are bitty and small and islands and stuff, so it's no good just chasing around with 100 or 200 metre nets. You want smaller nets, fine mesh. And again, we wouldn't catch half the fish we catch it if we didn't have sort of 6 and 8 mil mesh nets either. So you've got to have enough kit for every eventuality. Plus we've got electric fishing kit with us all the time. These are getting used again tomorrow, and then we're good to go every day. So we've always got plenty of kit. So we've eaten at home today is hubble shut basically. So done one of the lakes, freezing cold under the ice, come back, said to the boys, right, I'm going to eat apples, I'm cooking broccoli. Matt's turned his nose up at broccoli, isn't he? Alright, well, I am putting it on a pizza, so broccoli on pizza. Don't knock it till you tried it. I'm also going to put eggs on it and all for protein, but you don't think eggs is good either on a pizza, do you? Right, well, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Because you'll look at it and go, wow, that's a healthy, tasty treat you got there, with protein, vegetables and carbs all rolled into one, and garlic bread. Alright, so there's a fair bit of beige going on, but this morning I'm trying to reverse. The club have made me access. We're at Gunville Lake today, which has never been netted. I'm doing a shit job at reversing. Hang on a minute. Try it. It's a bit early. And yeah, it's tricky. They know there's barbed wire everywhere and snags, but there's a carp lake next to a housing estate. There's lots and lots of bream in here, which we're going to try and get out. But they all know there's lots and lots of snags, barbed wire, Yeah, so we're up against it, tree stumps, all manner of crap, and they know that. But I said, well, we're not going to know until you do it. Chances of us catching loads of carp is slim because they can get out quite easily. Make sure he's not going to swing that digger bucket around and hit me. So yeah, we're up against it really, but we shall do our best, as we always do. Which way am I going? Oh, I see, yeah. Now, obviously, ideally, you'd land a net here. Lovely big space. We always need space to land big nets. It's deep out here, so we're using all the big kit. So yeah, big space, biggest swim. You think, yeah, land a net here, but they said, oh no, don't do that because, oh dear, barbed wire, which doesn't get on with nets, does it, mate? Eh? No. So we know there's all snags down here in the water, tree stumps. There's a bar coming up there, there's lilies over there, there's a big snag under this tree, and all around in their little bay there's more barbed wire and scaffold bars and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, we're up against it today, not gonna lie. It's deep, snaggy, horrible. So I hope we can catch some bream. So we'll see how we get on. So the boys join the nets together, all the crews here. Digger cleared a way in for us. There's a team there. So we haven't pulled any net in yet because of barbed wire. Just before we even started pulling it, it took about a good fucking load of barbed wire, so we're going to redo it and land it there. So yeah, it's a bit of a game, but we knew this was going to be tricky, but we'll continue. So, there's a lot of barbed wire in the net, a lot of metal, a bit of a bite, a bit more barbed wire, and then apart from that, it's alright. We caught half a dozen carp, a couple of tench, no more metal, load of silvers that they're grading through, and then about £300 of bream in there. So yeah, all good. So after the moderate success of netting this end, we then pulled the other netting up there and didn't get it in any meters, so it made considerable holes. We just started to pin up. This is one, and there's two other bigger ones in there, so a bit of a nightmare, but there we go. We then moved on to a day ticket fishery on the island, which we hadn't done before. This lake is quite a large, open reservoir, really. It's quite deep in the middle. So 300 metres in it, went all the way around it. There's a lot of boulders and rocks in the edges. But yeah, we were there to assess what was going on. The fish weren't growing terribly well. They'd probably reached a plateau, as we were about to find out, and yeah, the reason was quite obvious once we got the nets in. It netted very well, and there's a huge amount of fish in that net. So the idea was to obviously grade out some, well, just create space really. The cormorants are nailing the small fish. That was apparent on anything under about a pound anyway. There was even the small sort of half-pound little fish have got quite a lot of damage on them. But the average condition, the average size of the fish in the lake is fantastic. And the quickest way to get them to grow is to reduce the numbers a bit. We didn't take anything out that wasn't sort of 8-10 pounds, you know, all those went back, all the doubles, all the 20s, lots and lots of 20s in there. Some big cats as well. The Environment Agency came down to check overflows, etc. So yeah, lots and lots of fish. It could do a bit of bank work. The the margins and the swims could do a bit of work, but apart from that you can't fault the stock. And this is one to watch because it will definitely, the fish will definitely grow now. You'll see a big difference. Big thanks to Tim as well, my old college mate Tim Oatley, who helps us whenever we go on the island. It's always a pleasure to catch up with him. And yeah, we're back in December to do all of the lakes at the Isle of Wight Angling Club. So hopefully there'll be even more footage we can show you. Updates on what's happened, etc. But yeah, it's great. We always like working with these sort of clubs. They just get the work done, to be honest. You know, they don't have to have 50 committee meetings just to cut a tree down. That's what you want, really. Not only did we catch £5,000 of fish and grade them by 11 this morning, we've had a right result and got on an earlier ferry. So thankfully we'll beat some of the traffic and go and clean all this stuff off before midnight. Lovely job.